Okay, I'm joined now by someone, and this is interesting, with intimate knowledge of the very jail cell Epstein died in. Michael Francis, he was a capo for the Colombo crime family in the 1980s. He served time in the exact cell where Epstein was later held. Michael, welcome back to the program. Tell us about that cell, and what do you make of these revelations that there is a minute missing from the surveillance video, Michael?
Well, listen, I spent 7 months on that tier and in those cells. And the first thing I have to say, there's no way you are able to commit suicide. There's just no way. There's no way to hang yourself. There's nothing from the ceiling. There's nothing from the bed. You'd have to be a midget and work really hard to try to hang yourself. And I don't think you can accomplish it at that point. As far as the cameras being off, I haven't experienced that. I did 8 years in prison. And I haven't experienced cameras being broken in the perfect storm of correctional officers not walking those cells. They walk in and they look in on you all the time. As a matter of fact, sometimes it's embarrassing to go to the toilet because they're walking past you and looking in the cell constantly. So I've said this from day one. I do not believe it was suicide. I can't talk about what happened to him, but I don't believe it was a suicide, because you just couldn't physically do it. It would be almost impossible to do it. So that's number one.
It must be interesting, Michael, when you look at the video, though, it must be interesting because you know the area. I mean, we all look at this and it just looks like a prison, but this must look very familiar to you.
Absolutely, very familiar. And the fact that a minute is missing, look, everything around this guy, I just did a very deep dive into him, which I'll be releasing on my platform in the next several days. Look, there's no way that this person operated alone. Look, they have the videos. Alan Dershowitz recently said that he saw the client list, but because there's people that he can't, because he's an attorney, he can't, reveal what he saw. But he said he saw the client list. He's demanding that it be released. To think that there's no flight logs, that there's no client list, that the thousands of recordings that they had, because I found out for sure that he had cameras on every bedroom, recording everything, and all of a sudden all of it is gone. I mean, none of this makes sense.
The mystery surrounding the death of Jeffrey Epstein took another shocking turn when investigators revealed something unusual about the surveillance footage from the night he died. According to reports, a short segment of the jail's security video appeared to be missing or unavailable during a critical time window. That detail immediately triggered massive speculation online, with many people questioning how footage from one of the most closely watched prisoners in the country could suddenly have gaps. Epstein was being held inside the highly secured Metropolitan Correctional Center when he died in August 2019. Officials initially ruled his death a suicide, but the missing or incomplete surveillance footage quickly became one of the most controversial parts of the case. Critics argued that in a high-security federal facility, cameras are supposed to record continuously, making the unexplained gap raise even more questions about what really happened that night. Because Epstein had connections with powerful figures across politics, finance, and entertainment, the missing minutes in the surveillance video have continued to fuel debate years later. Some believe it was simply a technical issue or equipment failure, while others suspect something far more troubling may have occurred behind the scenes. And that's why the mystery refuses to fade. People around the world are still asking the same question: what really happened during those missing minutes in the Epstein jail footage?
Substantial claims that Gillen has put forward as to why she did not receive a fair trial. Now, the upshot of that petition will be one of three. It's denied. That's a shutout. An evidentiary hearing is ordered. The release of the Epstein files, which everyone has jumped on, with some famous people having been cut down, as it were, whether it's Mandelson or Prince or whatever, the former Prince or whatever. But within the millions of pages that have been released are some exceptionally important documents from Gillen's perspective, which entirely support her contention that she did not receive a fair trial. This isn't just us or Ghislaine trying to get sympathy. Obviously, she's convinced of her own innocence. And the issues that have come to light, be they the matter of the lying juror or the deliberate hiding of exculpatory information and evidence by the government, by the prosecutors, it is my view that Epstein was guilty. It is also my view that my sister is not guilty. That's to say, innocent of the charges that she was convicted of.
Right. I mean, okay, so the other people have been accused of things, and they have not necessarily been accused of the crime of which your sister has been accused, but people have asked questions about their association with this man, who they knew to be a convicted. So I cannot relitigate Ghislaine's trial because I don't have the knowledge and the information to do it. You can probably very easily shoot down every point I might raise. It's almost pointless trying to do it. But what I can say is, she was for a very long time, perhaps the closest friend and confidant to a convicted pedophile who traffics. Is that in and of itself not something that greatly troubles you about your sister?
Look, she was in a relationship, with a physical relationship, as far as we know, with Epstein from roughly 1992 to about 97, 8, something in the later 90s. And the relationship then, that aspect of the relationship then changed, and it became a very much more professional relationship, where in fact she had substantial responsibilities for running, building, renovating, overseeing, and managing many substantial properties that he owned.
Sets of emails. This is from Catherine Rumler, who worked as Barack Obama's White House counsel, Democratic administration, White House counsel, lawyer representing the American presidency. Now, in the way that is normal in American life, she's the chief lawyer for Goldman Sachs.
Yeah. Wow.
And they're trading advice. She's getting his advice on, should I become attorney general? She's taking the advice of a convicted sex offender on should I accept Barack Obama's potential offer to be attorney general. And he's telling her, she's giving him advice about his situations in life. And in this very striking scene, she describes driving up to New York, and she says, I will stop at a rest stop at some point in New Jersey on my way up to New York, and I will see, no doubt, all these people who are 100 pounds overweight, and I will be shocked by it, and I will be moved to never eat another morsel of food in my life so that I never become like them. I just want to say to people watching this is what people in that class think about you. You don't normally get a glimpse. You see them on TV. You see them on their curated social media that someone else is doing for them. These emails are a glimpse of how people in this Epstein class feel about you. They feel you're a slob at a rest stop that they unfortunately have to stop at to get gas.
What do you think really happened during those missing minutes in the Epstein jail footage? Drop your theory in the comments below. The most interesting opinions might surprise everyone. And if you want more hidden Hollywood stories, make sure to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the next reveal.